Okay, we are live. Okie dokie. Hello, everybody. We've already got 5 people on. I've already got some questions that have been sent in ahead of time. Thank you very much for doing that. Leo and Taylor, hope you're out there somewhere, bud. Danny Jones, HGV Phil, Kelly Rowland, Rebecca Ann Brompton, and Sarah Barrett. All very kindly sent some questions in ahead of time. And thank you for those guys. We'll just give it a couple of minutes, just give anyone else a chance to arrive that might do. As you can see today, it is the Breast Cancer Awareness Day. Wear it pink. So myself, along with quite a few other people around the office, have all been pinking it up, and we're also doing a bit of a cheeky cake sale later on, which is kicking off not long after I'll finish this video. So you're probably going to see me disappear because my stomach's already rumbling. And yes, this is the infamous mug, which we've seen some mild demand for. Ah, there he is. Lee's in. Nice to see you, man. Okie dokie. Right. Just give it a couple more minutes. See if anyone else arrives. Always that awkward time. Just waiting. Hope everybody's having a lovely Friday. By the way, happy Friday to everyone who's watching. Yes, Lee, I have the mug. In fact, speaking of the mugs, we might as well kick things off on that topic, seeing as it has been quite the hot subject amongst some of you guys. Um, we're gonna get some more of these, and we're gonna reach out to certain people individually who have sent in questions and sort of responded to things and expressed in some cases extreme demand for a mug. We're going to look into getting that sorted really, really soon, and we will reach out to you individually to get that sorted out. So watch this space. Mugs are coming to you, especially you, Lee. And in answer to one of your questions, yes, I will sign it for you, mate. I've never felt like more of an undeserving celebrity, but I will. If you want my signature on that mug, you can have it with pleasure, buddy. Okie dokie. I think we've got quite a few people in now, which is nice to see. So might as well kick things off. I'll kick things off with some of the questions that were sent in ahead of time. So Lee, one of yours was what's my favourite flavour in the range? This is something I've been asked before, and it is still sour lime slush. I absolutely love it. I was quite closely involved with the development of that flavour as well, so it's got a special place in my heart. But I'm a sucker for anything fruit menthol, fruit ice, and that really does it for me. So that's definitely my favourite from the range. And let's see. Where the mug's at, bro, was another one of the questions which I've already answered there. They are coming, and we will be in touch with you individually about those. Okay, so one of the other questions you asked there, Lee, was as I don't vape any of the liquids with nicotine, the 0 milligram Shortfill is particularly handy for you. Uh, are there any more plans to expand that range? Now, I wish I had better news at this stage. Unfortunately, we don't have any current plans to expand the shortfall range. However, our MPD team are super, super busy with lots of different projects. So just keep your eyes peeled. In the future, we'll be announcing any new updates to the ranges we've got planned. So you just, like I say, it's a case of watch this space at this stage. I wish I could turn around to you and say we've got X, Y, Z definitely coming down the line, but that'd just be misinformation at this stage. But please do watch this space. There'll be email communications going out anytime we're planning any range expansions, and you can also see little updates in our banners on the websites and things like that. So yeah, just keep in the ecosystem, and good things will keep coming. Let's see what these are the questions. Sorry, I'm not being ignorant of you. The questions are down here. Okay. So another one from Lee, because he asked a lot of questions, so I feel like we should prioritise getting this man his answers. You say your missus is going to start vaping soon. Your partner, what device to use for a new vapor? Which is a great question because it can be really, really difficult to know where to start as a new vapor, and there's loads and loads of options out there for people. And 9 times out of 10, you go to a vape store, you'll just get sold something that they want to sell you, and it's not necessarily going to be the right thing for your needs. Especially if you're not, 100% sure about what you're doing. If you're really, really new to vaping, you don't know anyone that vapes, and it's a bit of an unknown, uncharted ground for you. From our liquid range, I would recommend, if you want to just have a little bit of a dabble without breaking the bank, then the Liquid Air, our little own brand pod system, is a great one. Little disposable pre-filled pods. You can see it on the website there. You can literally get your hands on one of those and a couple of pods for less than 15 quid all in, and that just gives you a really nice entry level way to just have a little experiment with vaping, maybe try some of the flavours, see what kind of things you like. If you want something a bit more sort of, free form, and that gives you a few more options to experiment with, you could also just try starting out with the Liquid Pro. It's nothing too fancy, it's nothing complicated, it's a nice simple device. It's got that nice easy rapid release coil that just comes in and out of the top with a fresh mouthpiece and all that, so there's really very minimal maintenance compared to what you can end up with some of the bigger crazier devices. And also, of course, with it being an open system device, which means it doesn't use a pod, it uses a little tank that you can open and fill yourself. You can literally use any of our core 50/50 range from the Onepoundeliquid site there. That's compatible with all of those. And if you're a recent ex-smoker, if your partner Lee is a recent ex-smoker, and depending on the intensity of that smoking habit before she's decided to make the switch to vaping, Nick Salts can be a really, really good place to start. And obviously, as you may know, we've expanded our Nick Salts range and refreshed it all this year. So there's loads of great new flavours on there now, especially some of those fruit ices again, which really tick the boxes for me. Our MPD guys have absolutely smashed them. So give those a go. Again, Nick Salts being that specially modified nicotine, it's particularly good for recent ex-smokers because it gives you that extra hit, but it doesn't give you that harshness in the throat. So you're getting a nice, deep, long-lasting satisfaction to your craving that hits pretty hard and fast, but you're not getting that kind of tickly sensation, which can put a few people off. So it may well be worth her having a little look into the Nick Salts range and seeing if there's anything she fancies trying in there as a starting point. Okie dokie, let's move on to another one of our questions here. So Danny Jones, you have asked, are we having any production issues, as for the last few months the flavour you've been after has been out of stock when you've come to order? So firstly, I'd just like to apologise for that. Obviously we do our absolute best to make sure that everyone's favourites are always in stock all the time. However, as much like many businesses across the UK and beyond really, at this point in time, we have been hit quite hard by distribution issues. It's the same old party line you've been hearing from lots of people. COVID issues, Brexit issues, they've been affecting us all. You've probably noticed in the supermarkets some things aren't there that used to be there. We've obviously just had a bit of a mini fuel crisis, whatever your opinion on that may be. But, the society is seeing some impacts of the fallout of both the COVID pandemic and the Brexit decisions that have been made in government. And we're trying our best to make sure that we're keeping ahead of that and we're keeping all of your favourites in stock. But unfortunately, it does cause us to have one or two shortages and delays here and there. Although generally we are pretty close to resolving most of our issues, and in the near future we should stop seeing these kinds of things being too much of a regular occurrence. So please do bear with us. I apologise once again that your favourite hasn't been there for you to buy. Any new flavours due out? David Simpson's just asked. Hello, Louise Clough as well, who started watching, and Jackie Faye Fowler. Nice to see you here as well. Any new flavours due out? Not currently for Onepoundeliquid. We've got a few more additions to the Nick Salt range, which will be getting announced soon before the end of the year. But really, this year has been the year of the Nick Salt. We've been putting a lot of effort into making sure that range gets revamped, and we get some really, really good flavours in there, because we know Nick Salts are becoming really, really popular for you guys and the vapors out there. So we wanted to make sure that we had something that was, nice to offer you guys in that department. So that's been our focus this year for new flavours. 2022, however, we should start to see some nice new flavour expansions coming, and I'll be excited to share that news with you when I can. But I can't say anything at the moment, as we haven't got anything set in stone just yet. But we like to look after you, so good stuff will be coming. Okay. So Robert Craig's just asked, do we have any plans to sell CBD again? And Lee also asked that same question. You know, do we have any plans to expand or restart our CBD initiatives? At the moment, the honest answer is no. It's not something we're looking to sort of expand or develop at this moment in time. We kind of want to focus on our core e-liquids and what we do best. That's not to say that we may not sort of reinstate CBD at some point in the future, but right now it's not really a big area of focus for us in the business. We've got a lot of other things going on that are kind of taking a bit of a priority at the moment. So sorry to the CBD fans out there, we haven't got anything particularly exciting lined up for you just yet, but again, always watch this space. You never know where we're going to go next, and as with anything, if we see enough demand from you guys, then we will always try to react to that and get you guys what you want. Oh, no worries, you're welcome, David. HGV Phil rather cheekily asked if he can have 100 free bottles of 6 milligram black ice. And to be fair, we did say ask me anything. You can ask, but unfortunately you can't get. I wish I had the power to give you 100 free bottles, my friend, but I do not at this stage, I'm afraid. Although you never know. Keep an eye on your future orders. Maybe I'll find a way to slip you an extra bottle, or maybe a nice signed picture of my face. But 100 free bottles, I can't quite stretch to that just yet, man. Kelly Rowland has asked, are there any plans to bring in Butterscotch to the normal range of liquids? Not right now, Kelly. It's going to stay as a short fill for the time being. Arguably, again, this is one that I was really close to the development of. It is at its best in a HVG. Although, again, your request has been noted along with anyone else's request that might ask the same thing. And like I've said before, time and time again, if we see enough demand for something, we will react to it. And if we feel that there's enough reason for us to, alter registrations and do all of the technical stuff we have to do in the background to take something from a HCV to a normal and get that out into the market for you guys to enjoy, then we will do that. But we will need to see, a reasonable demand for it before we do, because we've got lots of other flavours that we'd like to focus on first. Danny Jones has asked, why isn't the search function on your website working on his mobile? So this is actually something that one or two people have mentioned in the past. Now, you may have tried this and this may not be the issue you're experiencing. However, I can confirm that the search function is active and working on the mobile version of our site. However, it does look a little bit different to how it appears on the desktop. When you actually tap that little search icon, it brings up a great big drop down, and you actually have to scroll a little bit, and then at the bottom you'll see the search bar. That's where it actually appears. It's not the most obvious. I do apologise for that, and it's something we are getting our devs to look into to sort of optimise that for you, make it a bit easier for you guys to interact with. Because as I say, Danny's not the only guy who's asked that question. So yeah, if you haven't already, please do scroll a little bit to find that search bar on the mobile version. If that's still not working, then please do let the customer service team know, and we can look into that more to see if it's just an isolated incident or if there is perhaps there's an issue with code or something. But I'm not technical, so I leave that to the experts. But as far as we can tell, including on my phone this morning after I saw that question had been asked, it does seem to be working fine, but you just have to scroll a little bit to dig it out there. Let's see what else we've got here questions wise. Okay, this was a really good one actually. Sarah Barrett, she has asked us why the key worker discount A isn't automatically applied when she logs into her account, and B, why she isn't able to use that key worker discount in conjunction with her liquid loyalty points. Now, there is actually, well, at least I believe, a fairly good reason for this. So the reason it isn't automatically applied when you log in is because, as you probably know as a Liquid customer, we run quite a lot of discounts, offers, codes, and various other ways, including the loyalty points, in which you can save yourself some money on your purchases with us, which is great because we'd love to reward your loyalty. Of course, the key worker discount is a fixed amount. If you were to have loads more points that could earn you a much bigger discount, we obviously want you to enjoy the biggest discount that you have access to at that time. Now, our system won't allow you to stack discounts, so you can't have it won't work. You can't have the discount of your points applied alongside the discount of the key worker scheme. Obviously, you're going to want the biggest of those two discounts. So the reason we don't automatically apply your key worker discount is because we want you to be able to have that choice and make the decision as to which discount you want to apply yourself. So while it's a little bit long-winded, we are ultimately trying to give you the ability to get yourself the best savings. So yeah, that's really why we do that, Sarah. If you are out there, or if you do watch this later on, apologies for the confusion, but that is the reasoning behind it. Rebecca Ann Brompton has asked me, would you rather have a broccoli flavoured liquid for life or never be able to vape again? Which is actually a really tough question, because is vaping a broccoli vape really vaping? Like, I mean, that sounds pretty damn awful. Like that's I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mind broccoli, get your greens in and all that, healthy lifestyle, but vaping it, like, I've vaped some pretty out there flavors before, like bacon maple syrup and pancakes, Big Mac, like some really creative stuff, and they're very hit and miss, and somehow I feel like broccoli might be more of a miss. So I dare say I'll give cold turkey a try if broccoli's my only option. I'll try anything twice, put it in my tank, let me have a blast, but yeah, not seeing broccoli being a lifetime choice for me personally. Let's have a look what else we've got there. Any other questions? Yeah, that's good. We've gotten through quite a few of the questions that were sent in ahead of time, which is great. So one thing I would like to make you all aware of is something we've recently done, which you may or may not have noticed on site. We've actually introduced a CSR policy. So for those who aren't in the know, CSR stands for corporate social responsibility. What that essentially is, in terms of what it means for you, is it's our promise to you to do the most good we can as a business within this industry. We've focused our policy around 5 E's, which are education, environment, ethical ways of working. Oh, I can never remember all 5 of these off the top of my head. Enterprise and community, that was another one, absolutely. So it's essentially, what it means is it's all of our different initiatives towards trying to reduce the environmental impact we have as a business, be more ecological, be more green, and also to focus on our staff and our teams internally, but also our communities and the help we can provide to people outside of our business as well. Obviously, as a vaping brand, we recognise that while it's not something that's officially recognised, vaping is obviously something that massively helps a lot of people in their smoking cessation journeys. And we're really proud to have played any part we could have done in helping anyone achieve that kind of goal, because obviously moving away from traditional cigarettes and smoking is always going to come with a whole load of benefits that are going to make you really improve your well-being and improve your lifestyle. So in as an extension of that, and as a part of our CSR policy, we have also introduced what we're referring to as best practice guides. So these guides are essentially completely impartial, because obviously we recognise the fact that we're a business that sells vaping products, and what we really don't want is for the message to be construed here. We're not profiteering with this. We're not trying to drive any kind of sort of shady, underhanded thing. We genuinely want to put something out there into the world that might have a chance at helping someone, might have a chance at helping someone's life get a little bit better. So the first edition of the Best Practice Guide series is called Finding the Right Alternative, which has just been made live on our website. If you go into our blog section and you have a look for it, you should see it there. It's literally called Best Practice Guide, Finding the Right Alternative. And what that basically is we've done a load of research, we've put a lot of time into creating it, we've gathered up a load of impartial expert advice from trusted sources. We're talking NHS, Action on Smoking and Health, the government themselves, lots of different big names, reputable places that you will have heard of more than likely in your day-to-day lives. And we've basically pulled together as much vital information and helpful information as we can to help people understand the best solution to their needs if they are looking for an alternative to smoking, because obviously we understand that it's one of the hardest decisions a person can make. I've had to do it in the past, and it was an insane challenge to quit smoking, like, and I still have moments of weakness where I'm out having a drink in a beer garden and I'll smell one and I'll look and see it on a sunny day and I think, oh, the temptation's still there, and I don't think that ever leaves, which I think anyone who's quit smoking will probably agree with, unless you've got crazy willpower, in which case, respect. But yeah, like, so what we're hoping is that this best practice guide and its subsequent editions will be an excellent utility for people to hopefully inspire them, or perhaps guide them, or find the best way for them to move forward in their own quitting journey. Whether or not that is with vaping, we're really not bothered. Like, this isn't about turning you into a new liquid customer. We just want you to be healthy and happy, and we wanted to put something out there that could help you achieve that, whether you're a vapor or not. I mean, if you look at the guide, you will see it's impartial. We talk about nicotine replacement therapies, we talk about behavioural therapies, we talk about the various risks and costs associated with smoking that you may or may not have been aware of, and it's really just there to just educate and inform and just allow you to make an impartial decision that really suits your needs and is tailored to what you want out of your own quitting journey. So that's up there. It's all a part of our new CSR initiatives. The policy we've actually got explaining all of our CSR stuff on site there is actually due for an update already. It's not even been up that long, so if anything, that goes to show we are really committing to this, and we want you guys to know that we're doing everything we can to really kind of set the standard in the vaping industry in terms of sustainability and being socially conscious and inclusive, and really thinking about the impact we make, because this industry has been very fast moving in the past, and a lot of businesses have grown at a very rapid rate, ourselves included, and it's easy to forget the kind of impact you can have, and it's easy to overlook some really simple stuff in a lot of cases that you can do to just make yourselves a little bit greener, look after people a little bit better, and just be a bit more socially conscious, as I say. So please do check that out on the website if you're interested in that kind of thing, and even if you don't check it out, we hope that kind of acts as a bit of an incentive to to trust us as a brand, and to know that we are trying to do right by you guys. So yeah, that is CSR. Okay, David, you sent through another question there, bud. Let's have a quick look. Have you ever thought of running for Prime Minister? You come across better than your man down there has over the last couple of years. You would have smashed the COVID issue. I mean, thank you. I'm not sure I would have been able to deal with the pressure of being Prime Minister very much, but yeah, I mean, I will keep politics out of the live video for reasons I'm sure you understand. However, I do appreciate being told I'm better than that guy. so thank you, David. But yeah, don't expect to see me running for office anytime soon, mate. Politics ain't my bag. Oh, okie dokie. Have we got any more questions coming through there? Okie dokie. No more questions as of yet. Well, I'll carry on talking about CSR then. So, as I mentioned, we're going to do these best practice series. In addition to the finding the right alternative one, the next edition will be coming out really soon, which is, at the risk of sounding a little bit condescending, how to vape properly. So, as you will see when this one gets uploaded as well, what it's all about. But obviously, we have to take into account the fact that while there are some seriously seasoned vapors here in the liquid community, and we'd love to have you here, we've also got to be prepared for the newbies and the newcomers who are just starting out in vaping, or you might not even have tried it yet. You might just be come here to kind of get an idea of what it's all about, and what might work best for you, because let's face it, there is an infinite amount of options when it comes to flavors, devices, this, that, and the other. It's a saturated industry, and it can be really hard to know where to start. I mean, there's been plenty of times where even I've been sat there thinking, crap, I don't even know what I want to vape next. It's just too much to choose from. So how to vape properly is really all about making sure that a new vapor is armed with all of the tools and information they need to get their vaping journey started in the absolute best way possible. So that means finding the right device, making sure you're understanding the differences between the types of devices, the types of e-liquids, and making sure you're pairing those two together properly, because at the end of the day, it can all go quite catastrophically wrong if you put the wrong e-liquid in with the wrong type of device. Sometimes you get away with it, sometimes it's very unpleasant. So, and if you're a new vapor and you're just starting out, and you have a horrible experience like that, it could put you off forever. And arguably choosing vaping could have been a great decision for your life, depending on what you know, if you were a smoker or what your other alternative was. So we don't want people to miss out on that opportunity. And you know, if people don't like vaping, we want them to be sure that it's because they just don't like vaping, not because something's been missold to them or they've not quite been doing it correctly. So that's what the How to Vape Properly is all going to be about. It's going to be about making sure you've got all the information you need to get your vaping journey started right and get the right tools for the job in your hand. There will be a third edition coming out as well, which is actually going to look at the impacts of nicotine, cigarettes, vaping and mental health. That's going to be coming to you in the new year. You know, arguably well timed with the new year, new you sort of push, which people tend to get behind at that time of year. But you know, we know that people are potentially going to be looking to make the switch, and we'd also like to make sure that they've got access to as much information as possible to make sure that they understand the implications and they understand the options that they've got. So all of these best practice guides are going to be out there, hopefully helping people, or you know, at least giving people a push in the right direction, whatever that direction may be. It's entirely your choice. But yeah, so our CSR activities have really been kicking off, especially since we've rolled out the policy. We've really been pushing more environmental stuff. We're recycling more than we've ever done before. In fact, part of creating this policy and rolling it out, I've actually got to discover some things about our business that I didn't even realise we were doing. One thing is that aside from really recycling a lot more stuff than you may expect in the warehouse and throughout our operations, we have an open door policy to our recycling. Our operations team are more than willing to collaborate with. We're on an industrial trading estate, as you may imagine, for a factory, and all around us are lots of other little businesses, both small and big businesses, and of course, as people, many people may know, setting up recycling and ecological schemes can be quite costly in the initial sense. Even though it's obviously a very positive thing to do, it's not always possible for smaller businesses to engage with it as much as they might like to, depending on the costs that they might be faced with. So, and especially following on from the pandemic, a lot of businesses have struggled and a lot of people don't have the kind of money to invest in things. And times like that, it can be very easy for people to forget to do those little extra things for the planet and for people and things like that. So we've got an open door policy on all of our recycling options, so any of the businesses around here that have recyclables that might want to pitch in can bring them to us and we will deal with it for them. Which personally I thought was a great little thing that I wasn't actually aware we did, even after all the years of being here. So you can still be surprised, and it was lovely to find out that we were actually going above and beyond in that way. Because as we know, ecological impact is massive, and it's something we all need to be a lot more conscious of these days. And especially in this industry, we're quite a wasteful industry. I think we'd be naive not to hold our hands up and be honest about that. I'm very proud of the things that we've done here at Liquid to sort of try and turn that around, and we have made some fantastic steps. As you know, the recycled bottles have been brought in, because that's one of the biggest issues, is being able to recycle the plastics, especially those that have been in contact with nicotine. So we brought in a load of stuff like that. We recycle all of our cardboard. We've done loads of heat and lighting efficiency changes throughout the factory. So we've got all kinds of things now that just reduce our gas and electricity consumption. We're bundling loads of cardboard. We recycle waste shrink wrap. We get all of our chemicals and batteries processed in a safe and environmentally conscious way. There's loads of things we do. Even the stuff that we absolutely cannot recycle goes away and gets incinerated to generate more power. So it's we're still trying to contribute to that cyclic economy of energy that hopefully keeps things keeps the ecological wolf from the door. Because at the end of the day, we'd like to set the example as well, and we'd like to see more people in our industry taking the same steps. It's not something that our industry is particularly vocal about, which is one of the biggest reasons why we chose to introduce our CSR policy, because we feel like the vaping public, like you guys in the Liquid community, really don't get many. You don't get many reassurances from the brands and companies you purchase from. Whether or not that bothers you, I don't know. But me personally, I would like, as a consumer, to see more evidence from the companies I regularly invest in that they're not just taking my money and sitting on it, that they're reinvesting that back into communities, into the environment, and trying to do something positive at the same time as providing me with that quality product that I like. So that's really what the CSR policy is all about for us. It's about transparency and really, hopefully, reassuring you that we're a conscious brand that wants to do right by you and by the environment. Yes. Okie dokie. Well, that has been half an hour of my beautiful face for you to enjoy. Apologies. And it is almost time for the cake sale to begin. As I say, it's Wear It Pink Day. I hope if you're out there, anyone else is wearing it pink, good on you. Get donating. Breast cancer is a fantastic thing to support, and they need all the help you can get. It's something that's affected me personally, and has also, I imagine, affected many, many, many of you guys out there as well. It's super, super common, and it's absolutely horrible, as I'm sure you'll agree. So the more we can do to naff that off, the better. So yeah, please do get involved with any breast cancer charity activities you've got going on today. We're going to go downstairs and eat some cake. So thank you very much, guys. Take it easy, and I will see you very soon for the next one.